Good morning, Internet.
Hello.
Hello.
How is everyone doing?
Peachy.
Peachy? Oh, that's good. That's good. Spring's coming.
I'm happy because I have a bookstore scented candle, and it smells like a bookstore, and it makes me incredibly happy.
You know, you should save that for in a couple of weeks when the new Candlekeep Mysteries book comes out, because then your total immersion in reading those adventures.
Whole new book smell. Open the digital version and go. Smell books.
Yeah, I can't.
Oh,
I can't wait. I still have to
candles.
still have to pre-order my digital version, but I already pre-ordered my physical version, and that's waiting at the game shop, as well as pre-ordered Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft. I was like, yeah. Which R word am I supposed to say? Which R word am I not?
Or as someone mentioned in chat the other day, Matt Lillard's Guide to Ravenloft.
Yeah, actually, that was interesting because Nora had posted a tweet tagging Matt and her. It's like, oh, look, all three of us are on the cover. And I'm like, see, now I got to save the book for when I get the chance to see all three of them. It's like, can you sign my book?
There you go.
Hillary's face is perfect. That's perfect right there. She's like, that's a great idea. I don't know why I didn't think of it myself.
I'm copying you.
That's okay.
Not copyrighted material in this case, I don't think.
Uh-oh, somebody dropped off.
Oh no! We lost a Shadster. It's not a Twitch stream without technical difficulties.
Apparently.
No.
Bear with us momentarily, please. Not the Shadster! We need our Obsidians! Oh, hey, look.
Oh, well, he comes back in.
Oh no, and we have to redo our frames now.
Yeah, but thankfully that's not going to take as much time as you might think. So if you listen to the disembodied voices as saying hi, and then it's like, well, if TCG Striker, Vixen, Yokai Bunny, all y'all, good morning. So yeah, talking D&D books. After that, it's shout out for Stream Beats. This is the music we're listening to right now. It's DRM free music that you can use for your background video for your videos and streams, produced by Mr. Harris Heller over at Alpha Gaming. And that being said, now we can talk about Syrinscape, which is the our main sound set that we use during our sessions. Syrinscape is a group of soundboards and background music that you can use for your tabletop experience. Go to Syrinscape.com to learn more about all the various sound sets, whether it's a sci-fi game, a high fantasy game, or just a tabletop ambiance. It's also really good if you're working on stuff. You just put on a certain sound set and, you know, kind of listen to that background music. That's the main one.
It's always nice to have the sounds of a bugbear battle in the background.
Isn't it? Or the sound of the creepy crawlies as you're kind of walking through the dungeon.
Maybe not the creepy crawlies.
Maybe. All right.
Yay!
It's those blood-chilling screams that get you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not Syrinscape. That's just people in the other room. I'm sorry.
Johnny's guests.
Oh.
Everything
I'm
okay,
sorry,
Chad?
did I vocalize that?
Yeah.
Oops.
Live.
It's fine. You're over the pond. There's nobody here that's going to call the police yet.
Sorry,
I mean,
Steve.
the world is getting smaller, but, you know, that'd be a heck of an anonymous call. Couldn't you just see it?
Now.
It's like calling in. It's like, I want to report an incident at this address. It's like, okay, where are you calling from? Colorado, USA? How would you know? Internet?
No.
Funny stuff.
Everything okay, Chad?
Yeah, I don't know. The whole thing just rebooted.
That is
It
just
crashed. Sorry about that.
mean.
No worries. As long as you're all right.
Yeah.
Got so many beautiful people in our
Get it
chat.
out of the way early.
Exactly.
Yep. More of that now, the less later. How's y'all's week been while I'm fixing frames?
So thankful for the weekend.
Busy. Just
Busy.
feel like there's not enough hours in the day.
Yeah. Yeah. I can understand that. I started doing the whole gym thing with the trainer, and of course my body's going, why are you subjecting me to this? Not cool.
Yep.
But I'm enjoying it.
It's when you bait into submission and say, look, you will accept that this is the new cool. Your body guys are like, okay, I get it.
Well, we haven't done much. I've only had 2 sessions, and it's like, a lot of areas are stiff and stretched and all of that. So it's a good feeling, but see how it progresses along.
Yeah, but the difference is, how many sessions did you do last week?
I did 2.
And the week before?
None.
There you go. It's all good.
200% improvement. I don't
Making
think that math
progress.
makes sense.
Yeah, I could totally go with that. Before we get too much further, Anari, you have a inspiration that you can use.
Thank you, Q.
Look. Oh, that was 7 days ago. Don't need that one. Okay. So, yep. And of course, a couple of resubs.
Yay.
Anari, thank you for the 7-month sub. And Will, thank you for the 6th-month sub. Much appreciated. Gotta keep them subs rolling. So. Oh. Got here. One is that one.
I am Groot.
Is that an enchanting or a gift?
Gift.
A gift. Okay.
Methinks we might be needing it.
We'll be fine. What could possibly go wrong?
I don't know.
I don't know, something about myconids and no communication, and we've still got to talk to them to negotiate. I don't know.
That depends. That would be interesting. Obsidian, go ahead and roll your D100.
D100.
So,
Say that again.
43.
43.
Cool.
hey, I finally figured out what I am. I'm a puzzle then.
Say again.
I'm a puzzle. I like Golden One. Boom, boom.
Yeah. All right. I missed you guys. Sorry about last week.
All good.
This is what you get. You have a week
Life
off, I come back with bad jokes.
Yeah.
It must be Saturday. All right.
Often ready to go.
Well, that being said, let's go ahead and dive into today's session. Where we left off, the party had started traveling north to the Grand Stairs for to go to the where the myconids were said to be held or said to be residing. It was an interesting and although somewhat uneventful trek north. The party, with the help of their guide Cablis, was able to traverse through several different districts within the city of within the city. Even coming across another one of the ancient cathedral areas with one of the giant statues. However, this statue had fallen over. Learned it and then progressed through and then making camp for the night after their journey for the day. And in the process, throughout the night, there was a point where Vulcan had headed off to pursue another venture. So as you guys come to consciousness at the start of the day, you notice that Vulcan and Marin have wandered off. Not sure where, not sure when they will be back, but the morning is yours.
When everybody wakes up, Willhelminia will found a little origami Morin badger that Anarion had done while he was on watch, and watched Vulcan and Morin take off, and then he'll share with the party that he saw them go.
And next to the origami badger is also a unicorn horn that was left next to it as well.
Like Christmas morning. Anarion, this is amazing. It looks just like her. It's so little. There's so many details.
I had some time.
Thank you so much. This is one of the nicest things anybody's ever given me. I just put it in a safe spot in my bag. I don't know how to safely store a delicate piece of origami, but I'm going to try.
It's probably gonna be a lot like flowers. You open your little journal, you put it in there, it'll be a press after a little while. Where you guys made camp was one of the residential kind of little apartment areas. Shortly into the next section, there was a cat. As you came into the area, there was a cavern that looks like it had been very circle, very much kind of an equal circle. It looks almost like it was a burrowed hole that you were able to pass through to get into this residential area, and from there you're able to find a spot to kind of make safe while you made camp. And in searching the area, Obsidian, you find a quiver kind of tucked under some rubble. It is this quiver has 3 compartments in it, and it can hold numerous items.
Oh.
Doesn't Anarion have one of those?
His is a little different. This is actually in the thing called an efficient quiver. Each of the quiver's 3 compartments connects to an extra dimensional space that allows the quiver to hold numerous items while never weighing more than 2 pounds. The shortest compartment can hold arrows, bolts, or similar objects. Mid-sized compartment, 18 javelins and objects. Longest compartment holds 6 long objects, such as bows, quarterstaffs, or... So it's very similar, it's just a slightly different name.
Very cool.
Does not require attunement.
Thank you, tricksters. And I want to pull the party aside. I want to kind of step out of the earshot of Cablis.
Okay.
And I want to relay the discussion that I heard yesterday, or 2 weeks ago. I guess it was yesterday.
It was yesterday.
It was yesterday in game time. I light whisper. I want to tell them I didn't want to say anything in front of Vulcan. When we ran across the Duergar yesterday and Vulcan was discussing things with them, I kind of hid and hung back, and I wanted to listen to what they said. And the discussion that took place afterwards was something along these lines. Why didn't we do anything? They were a party that we could have taken, and the other guy, and the one that was talking with Vulcan said, no, he is scary. We don't want to mess with him. But then what's interesting is the conversation continued, and they said they are the ones. And the one guy says, the ones who? And the response was the camp. They are the new ones. They're the ones that killed the camp. And the response back was, well, that could have been the Illithids. And then they said the Illithids don't burn people. So they are on, they know who we are. They know we've taken out their camp. So we just need to make sure we are aware.
That's a lot to unpack.
Little added issue to watch out for then.
Indeed.
Watch out for Duragar parties.
And we know there's probably no negotiating with them until if we ever see Vulcan and Warren again.
I didn't want to say anything in front of them because I still don't necessarily think I trust them. That's why I didn't say anything yesterday.
Should we warn Cablas so she knows? I mean, she knows this is dangerous.
I was going to say, the Deep Gnomes and the Duragar are at odds most times anyway, so I don't think this will be any new news to them as far as danger goes.
Okay.
Yeah, but we may have a target now, and I didn't necessarily know if we wanted Cablas to be aware of that. She may decide to not stick around.
At this point, it would probably be more dangerous for her to try to go back on her own.
Yeah, I'd agree with that assessment.
We're quite far away from her home.
Very
Oh,
true.
man. Well, cool. We're getting some notoriety. Yeah.
Not sure that's a good thing.
No, definitely not. All right. Well, we were proceeding with caution. Let's proceed with more caution.
Always good to be aware. We'll go back to Cablas and ask her if she knows how much farther it will be to the area where the Myconids are known to be.
She opens up her map and indicates that you guys are pretty close. Probably a couple hours walk to get to the stairs, and then to ascend the stairs to where the Myconids are.
I'm gonna ask her if her people have had any interactions with the Myconids.
They've had a few interactions. It's kind of one of those you do your thing, we do our thing, we're cool kind of deal.
How do they make those negotiations? How do they make those arrangements?
Myconids have an ability. Myconids can't talk in the way that most creatures like you guys are having your conversations about. They actually talk via spores. They'll release a group of spores into the air that seems to allow them to communicate telepathically.
Okay, so I'll ask Cablas, how do we go about initiating those conversations or those negotiations, or get them to release those communication spores and know that it's communication versus an attack?
Posture, body language. Also, they can understand Undercommon.
Okay.
They just can't speak because they don't have mouths and vocal cords in the way that we do.
Right. Okay. So kind of with that knowledge, I'll share that around with the party so that we're all aware of, the fact that perhaps if there's a release of spores or whatever, it won't necessarily be an attack against us. And we don't necessarily have to react as we would. Looks like the frame shifted again. Yeah.
Already on it.
You got it. So that, we don't unduly jeopardize our negotiations.
Wasn't me this time.
I think it might have been me.
Okay. So Nari relays the information to the rest of y'all. Reactions?
This is going to be interesting, trying to communicate with things that don't even have mouths.
Does anybody have message?
Not one of mine.
Shrag's going to get out a frying pan and be like, so starting to prepare some breakfast, and he'll like throwing a handful of mushrooms into the pan and just like, nobody say saute them. Hey, that'd be a good conversation opener.
Probably not want to do that in front of them.
Yeah, nobody said the vegetarian.
All right. What's everybody else doing for their morning routine as they get ready to spend the day adventuring? Shrag's obviously making breakfast.
I am preparing my spells and seeing if I have anything like message, which doesn't look like I do. I have sending.
That's isn't that part of your sending stone though?
No, I could prepare the spell sending.
I got it.
And what does that do?
You can send a short 25-word message to a creature with which you are familiar. So I'd have to see them first. Creature hears the message in its mind, recognizes you as the sender if it knows you, and can answer in a likely manner immediately. The spell enables creatures with intelligence scores of at least 1 to understand the meaning of your message.
Yeah.
Do you guys think that is something that would be helpful? I can ask my god for that one today.
It'd be useful.
Okay.
How long does it last?
It's a one-time use thing, so it's a 3rd level spell.
Ooh.
Picture it as a telepathic telegram. 25 words or less.
Yep.
Got it.
It's a tip. That costs a 3rd level spell every time.
That's up there.
Yeah, but it's better to have it and not need it.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I'm going to be off in the corner sharpening my blades.
Yeah. Cablis is interested in the sauteed mushrooms. And
I'm going to go ahead and check my equipment and weapons, make sure everything's ready to go.
yeah.
While Will is preparing her spells, she takes off one of the layers of outer skirts and like pulls it over her head, and you just see a little bit of light come from inside the bubble, and she just sits there in her little light bubble for a while.
Okay.
I'll go over to Obsidian, and since I see he's working on his sharpening his blades and equipment, and have a quick conversation with him about our inventory weapons wise, kind of where we're standing in terms of available items, because I know I had to give up some of my javelins for the spider claws and stuff.
Yeah, so I'll relay what I have in my bag is 2 longbows and a +1 long sword. Those are the only weapons that are actually in the bag of holding.
Okay, I'll talk. Let's see if we can make a trade. I'll give you some of these spider legs that we're still carrying into your new quiver, so that we can split the load and take the
We don't have any more spider
Oh, that's
legs.
right. We gave them away, didn't we? Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
But I'll go ahead. I think I can make use of that longsword. I believe I may be one of the only ones who can.
Yep, so I'll go ahead and pull it out and give it to Anarion.
Okay.
I'm going to give it a quick sharpen before I do, though.
Thank you, sir.
And I'm also going to just eat some of the rations that I've brought. So.
Okay.
I've got some roasted veggie pygmy if we want any snacks for the road.
So throw those in with the mushrooms. Heat them up.
I would add the unicorn jerky, but I don't think the strawberryness would go great with the mushrooms.
Sure, no, those spider legs. I wonder if we could maybe do those like crab claws, but do like spider legs and just like crack them open and get the meat out.
Probably.
Might be a tad bit bitter.
Tastes like chicken.
Everything tastes like chicken.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Depends on the creature.
And just to confirm, we did get the long rest from
Yes.
the evening before, right? Okay,
Yep.
cool.
Everyone is at a long rest. Everyone should be full up on all their stuff, as far as spell slots, HP, hit die, all the things.
So also in the bag of holding, when I reach in to get the longsword, I noticed there are 3 potions of greater healing. And so I want to make sure I distribute those.
Okay.
So definitely one to Anarion, Shragnaz, and then I know, Hillary, you got a lot of healing. So how about I take it in this way? It'll save. Okay. So that'll get rid of the potions out of the bag.
Thanks, Obsidian.
Thank you.
Welcome.
That could be most useful. I have a feeling we may run across something that would cause us to need to use these.
Yeah.
That has been our recent experience.
Yeah, we've been really lucky avoiding things on the way up here, and something tells me our luck is turning.
About to change? Yeah. I was thinking the same thing.
Just an inkling.
Make sure that Cablis is equipped and see if she needs anything.
She's good to go. She's got her basic equipment and whatnot with her. She's not a combatant, so if anything does get squirrely, she's going to defend herself, but try to stay as far back as possible.
Well, she can blend into the rock too,
Yeah.
can't she? Yeah, so.
Yeah, that racial ability, she can blend into
disappear.
rock.
Yeah. All right, I think we're good to go then. I'll ask her to prepare to lead the way.
Alrighty.
Any last minute anything from anybody else?
I reluctantly come out of my light bubble. I look a little sad. How long have we been down here? It feels like I haven't seen the sun in a lifetime.
Oh, need to get that wand out again then.
Yeah, I used one charge for light, but I don't want to use any more in case we need it, but starting to feel some seasonal affective disorder.
I could always have the drift globe do a little daylight, but we might need it later on. I don't know if we want to waste it now.
Yeah, things down here seem to be attracted to light.
Or impacted by light, one of the two.
Yeah, that's true. I
mean,
appreciate the offer. I might take you up on it later. For now, Cablis, ready to go?
Yep. Starts her pack, gets ours. Ready when you guys are. The mushrooms tasted really good, by the way, Shrine.
Yeah. Lead the way, we will follow.
Alrighty. So she takes a look at the map, gets her bearings, and leads you guys out of this particular area onto the main path, which is the usual 20-foot by 20-foot corridor. And makes a path and starts to head east. As going around, it tends to curve, and you see an entryway for another kind of collection of buildings, most likely apartments again. As she continues down, it comes to a point where the path turns kind of a sharp north and seems to go down a pretty straight way. But as coming around this curve, she pauses and she kind of looks over at her map and then looks down the path and looks at her map again and kind of does a sigh. And as you guys come around and look, you see that on this path that appears to be kind of a straight shot down a few hundred feet, Ahead of you, there's a slight problem in the sense that on the western side, it appears that the floor has caved away, leaving just a narrow ledge on the eastern side for that trek all the way down the tunnel. For where the wall kind of curves down, part of it is caved away, and there's just like this huge kind of like ravine sinkhole that has appeared.
How wide is the ledge?
The ledge is about 18 to 20 inches. It's kind of one of those you're gonna kind of shimmy along the side if to stay on the ledge.
I'm thinking that this might be a good time for us to make use of the brooms of flying.
You want to go first?
Yep. And I'll hand mine to Shraggy.
Yep. So what's the...
Anarion, you want my broom? You want to go first?
So we could go 2 at a time, couldn't we?
That's true.
And then cross with 2, drop 2 off, and then come back for the last person because we're an odd number.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I forgot we don't have a giant badger to try to get across this time.
Yeah.
She's very cute, but clunky.
I think it might be a good idea. We don't want to leave just one person over on the other side alone.
Oh, Shrag, take Cablis, and you two go ahead and go over.
Okay.
Just 2 seconds. We might have an idea.
Oh
yes.
boy.
Cablis is taking a look and testing the ledge to see for structure. While you guys are discussing this, kind of the opinion seems to be given the impression that she's willing to try and navigate the ledge. If you guys are willing to
She'd
fly.
rather do the ledge than the broom.
Smaller version to flying. I mean, the last time you flew across, she was kind of in that death grip on the broom, eyes shut really tight, like trying not to look down.
Oh, we could do that then. Have us go across on the brooms, and then if she wants to do the ledge,
That's fine. If would you rather walk, Cablis?
I'm good. I'm good.
Okay.
I'll just get started while you guys are getting situated, or just don't go too fast.
So hang on. So we've got 2 brooms.
2 brooms of flying.
2 brooms of flying, and we can get 2 normal people on a broom, can't we?
Yep.
They'll
So-
hold up to 400 pounds each.
Yeah, it's just once you cross 200 pounds in weight, the broom speed reduces by half.
Right, which isn't that big a deal. So
Shrag.
Narian and Will and Shrag and I can
Yeah.
go on one.
I was gonna say, Shrag, do you think it'd be a good idea maybe to send Nat ahead a little bit to see what's over on the other side or up ahead?
Yeah, we can do that. I'm just checking something. That's 2.
His gears are turning. What are you plotting?
We have lots of fun ideas.
Typically, it involves fire, so I don't know.
Oh, no,
Sorry,
no, that's not nothing.
How wide is the ravine?
The ravine is the tunnel is 20 foot wide normally. However, 18 feet of it has caved away, and it extends under the wall. Like part of the wall is given away too, as well. So you have this huge kind of deep hole, and as you kind of look down, even with your vision, Will, and Obsidian and Ari, you can't see the bottom. However, Shrag can see the bottom.
Okay.
So it's about a 90-foot drop from where you're standing.
Wow.
And then for the most part, it seems a fairly straight shot down. It's just there's this narrow ledge on the side.
Shrag's going to turn to the rest of the party and go, so, I can see the bottom from here. We're going down there, aren't we? We're going down, not up.
I think we're going across.
I was gonna say, I think we want to go across and then up. I think the myconids are up, not down.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's disappointing. Okay. Shrag's going to get the wand out, and he's going to turn to Cablis and say, I know you don't like flying. Do you mind spiders?
She looks at you and kind of raises an eyebrow at the word spiders, as if she's just, I've had enough spiders. I want to try to avoid spiders. Why are you asking about spiders?
No reason, just another way across that's not flying.
Pretty nimble. I think I can navigate the ledge.
Okay, I'll go around the ledge with it then, just in case.
Okay. Since you two are smaller creatures, the ledge is a little better better traversing than the.
Yeah, I could. I've also got something up my sleeve should it go horribly wrong.
Okay.
Now I want to know what you were planning.
You'll have to wait
Does-
till next time we need to go.
I was gonna say, does the wand cast spider climb or something like that?
No, it just casts spiders.
Oh. Oh
That
my.
wand of summoning he's got, it's like, oh, yeah, I'll summon a spider.
Oh.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about that.
Bring in
Yeah.
a whole swarm of giant wolf spiders.
Oh yeah.
That would be
A couple
awesome.
of giant spiders. No, but it seems like this flying. It was the eagles and the owls and the bats were out the window, so it was a case of actually the spiders would have been an alternative way of doing that.
Will,
a good idea.
what race are you again, Will?
Human?
Human? Okay. So Obsidian and Anarion Will are medium size, or the bigger creatures, so the ledge would be a little more precarious than Shrag and Cabness.
Yeah, no thanks. Flying over.
Okay. So what's the order for the flying?
I can go first.
Okay, so we'll let Inari first, and then Shrag and Obsidian, and then Cablis on the ledge.
Well, I think it's Shrag and Cabness are going to walk along the edge.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah, and
Will
I'm going to
and-
kind of float next to them just to make sure nothing happens.
Good
All right,
call.
so
someone
Will and
slips or
Anari are going to be
falls.
on the same broom?
Yep.
Okay. Alrighty.
Fly right over. Make sure nothing's over there.
Yeah, well, as Naren suggested, we'll send Nat over as well, because I mean she has a little bit of a glow of light to her as well, so she can illuminate the way as where we're actually heading for.
Okay.
Cool.
So you guys get on your brooms, and Cabness and Shrag start navigating the ledge, and you guys start to kind of proceed on and trying to keep pace with everybody as you're kind of working through, taking it slow and easy. Is that what I'm understanding?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, we want to be somewhat stealthy. We don't want to be drawing a lot of attention.
Yes, please.
All right. So as kind of progressing through after a little ways, I think you've got the as you're progressing through at and coming and going. Anar, your passive perception is like 20 something, right?
23.
23. Obsidian and Will, what's your passive perceptions again?
20.
18.
Okay. So, Anari notices, kind of get as you're kind of progressing through at this pace, after a little ways, there's something kind of as you're looking where it's like just a little glint as you're going, and it's almost like it's barely registering, but there's something kind of there's like these little glints dangling in the air along the path.
Like dangling as in hanging,
Yep,
or
just
floating in the air?
picture like almost like bits of like fishing line. If you were to hold a piece of fishing line out, and if you it just every you just lightly perceive that it's there, but it's just kind of hanging there.
What level? Is it varied? Is it all at
Some
the
of them
same
are
level?
varied, but they seem to extend in a lot of places as you along this path as you guys are floating along on the brooms.
I'll try to nudge Will and point out one so that she can be aware of them as well, and kind of make signals to Obsidian to observe.
The first thing I think about are the warning lines that were hung at the entrance. Is this kind of a similar type tool or mechanism?
Unsure. It's little bits. I mean, they look like wisps of thread, but there's a lot. There's a lot of them all kind of dangling down as you along your path.
Are they concentrated in a particular area, or is it all the way along to the other end?
It's a lot. It's pretty much along the next 100 or so feet forward. They've got there's just varying heights and in varying spacing and whatnot. It's actually going to be very difficult to kind of weave through them and to try to avoid them.
I'm wondering if they don't go down below the ledge, or they aren't at the height of the ledge, maybe we try to fly a little bit lower in the ravine to.
They extend down into the ravine. How deep? Kind of hard to tell.
Okay.
Because if you're depending on what height you're floating. Like if the floor was there and you're about 10 feet off the floor, kind of floating down, or roughly where the floor would be, they still extend down. But given your vision ends before the ravine floor, you can't
don't know
tell
how far
but
down they go.
They're all kind of just dangling there.
So essentially, we're trying to do slalom through these.
Trying, but it's going to be very difficult. You're going to, if you continue on the brooms, you're going to be hitting them at some point.
Okay.
It's just you're about to get. It's right now they're fairly thin as you're getting there, and it catches your notice. And there's a thicker concentration as you progress through, but because of the darkness and because of the way they are, they're actually very hard to notice. But since your passive is so high, you just kind of get the inkling that they're there.
So what about right beside the wall along the ledge?
Along the ledge is fairly safe.
Well?
The stepping off the ledge, so to speak, is where you kind of get more of those filaments.
So, and that's what I was going to say. So if we hug the wall and stay along the wall and float right along the wall just above the ledge, we're going to avoid the fishing lines to call up to.
On the brooms, you won't avoid them. On the ledge, you would avoid them.
Okay. So, I'll relay the information then to Will and hopefully have pointed out to Obsidian as well, and say maybe what we do is walk along the ledge, have the brooms fly along beside us as like handholds or something, and try to avoid the filaments that way.
I like that idea.
Although I have to say, I'm very tempted once we get across to trigger these to see what is going to happen.
Yeah, do I feel like it's safe to maybe try to get closer to one and get a closer inspection of what this thing is? I don't want to risk running into any of them, but I want a closer look.
Certainly try.
I'm gonna try.
Okay.
Roll.
It'll be fine. Everything's fine.
Well, the two of you are on the same. So, are you going forward toward them while Anari's still on the broom?
Anarion, I would like to look at these a little bit closer. Would you like me to leave you on the edge, or would you like to come with me?
Well, maybe I can assist you in figuring out what they are. So we'll run the risk. So I'll try to help her with her check.
I will go very slowly, and I just want to look at one with my eyeballs.
So just while they're doing that, 'cause obviously Shrag and Cablis don't know about this, so I'm going to be using mold earth as we're moving along, just to try and reinforce the path as we're going. I'll cast that as like a probably 2.5 foot wide by sort of 10 foot long piece on the actual ledge, and we'll just keep on moving and get across to the side as quickly as possible.
Okay. So you're extending the ledge out to where it's how wide?
So it's sort of targeting the ledge that's there, sort of using the mold earth to try and make like a 2.5 foot kind of sort of path going along. And obviously it's just then if there's any weak spots, it's all reinforced.
Okay. So yeah, getting in there, yeah, you guys pretty much kind of continuing to do that, kind of like that bit in Avatar where Aang and Katara are making the bubble as they walk through the water. You're kind of doing the same thing with the hand motions to make the path. Will, as you and Anari get close to the filaments to look at it, there's a slight breeze that seems to come up and it blows some of the filaments, and you notice that as soon as the filaments kind of make contact, they stick.
I see that, and I back away.
And as you back away, some of the filaments start to get taut, and they start to tug.
Oh, they blew onto the broom?
They blew onto the broom. They blew onto you. They're little bits, but now it's just like the preliminary kind of touching. If you were to keep going more, would it stick to you? But since you're right at that edge, only a few have stuck to you in the broom.
How many have stuck?
Probably about a dozen or so.
Can I cut them off?
Certainly try. Go ahead and make an attack.
It's on my face. It's on my face. It's sticky. It's walking into a spider web.
Oh, I hate that feeling.
Stupid breeze. I cast guidance on you. Help me. Burp.
Yeah, that didn't go well. I get 2 attacks. Can I attack twice?
What'd you get?
I got a 10.
Oh, no.
No, a 10. Actually, so you go and when you go to swing with the first attack, and it doesn't hit, but it gets caught in the filaments and is now getting stuck.
All right.
So if you want to make it a second attack, you're gonna have to pull out a different weapon to make a second attack.
All right. I will try then with I'll use my dagger this time and see if I have any better luck.
Okay.
14.
Not enough. You come around with that, it gets caught in the filaments, and as you're trying to pull them, all of a sudden you feel resistance.
All right. Time to bring out the big guns. Where's that +1 longsword that I just got?
Well, what is it you want to try? You see Anari swing with a sword and a dagger. They get stuck in the filaments, and all of a sudden now you start to feel the filaments pulling. Now that
we're seeing close to the filaments, what does it look like they're made of?
It looks like they're like a fine silk, and they extend up.
Does it look flammable?
Potentially.
I don't know if these count as a creature, so I don't know if this will work, but I am going to utter a divine word and cast Word of Radiance. Each creature within range that I choose must succeed on a con saving throw or take radiant damage.
Okay. What's the range?
5 feet. So just enough to get off the ones that are touching us.
The filaments aren't creatures, and that 5 foot is not enough range.
Okay.
All right. We're going to give it one more shot. I'm going to try to grab my weapons and then cut with the longsword.
Okay.
How's a 22?
22 will work. So which weapon? What are you trying to free? You have three. You have you and Will on the broom. You have the sword. You have the dagger.
How many can I get? How
You'll
many
free
filaments
one,
can I
you can
cut?
free one of those. One of them with the attack. One of the three. Which one are you going to go for first?
So it's a dagger, rapier, or will, or the broom. Well, maneuverability sounds like it would be useful, so we'll start with the broom.
Okay.
And then I'll free the rapier next.
And I will use the help action to help him with the rapier.
All right. So you go through and then you cut. You cut you and Will and the broom free. As you cut free, you see that the sword and the dagger are being pulled up.
I'm gonna try to grab them real quick.
And you have advantage because I'm helping you. Or I don't know how you want to do that.
Oh yeah, how do you do the help?
If you're helping by pushing by, how are you helping? This is the narrative side of this. How are you helping him?
I am going to help him by following the I don't know if I want to follow the.
Yeah, don't follow up. You know what I'm gonna do? I forgot. I have inspiration.
Okay.
It's a D4, right?
Yep.
So I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna use that inspiration.
Okay.
26.
Jeez.
26 is enough to free another item.
So I'm gonna grab the rapier. I'll get another dagger along the line somewhere. So I'm gonna let that one go.
Okay.
So I'm removing that one from my inventory. And I'll warn Will and say, hey, you saw they were pulling something up. There's something up there. These are like fishing lines.
I think there might be a mouth up there somewhere. Let's just walk.
Yeah,
I'm
probably
sorry.
a better idea.
I thought more information would be helpful. It wasn't helpful. Thank you for saving me.
Well, those little stickies didn't help with my weapons either, so we might want to be careful about that.
Yeah, sorry about your dagger.
Yeah, I'll get another one somewhere.
I have a crowbar. Do you want my crowbar?
No, I don't need a crowbar, thank you.
And I just put my broom away and walk ashamedly behind Shrag.
So
using my
Shrag and Cablis, you see this bit with Will and Anari all of a sudden looks like they get caught on something and they get pulled. You see Anari swing with a couple of weapons, lose them, and then cut them free and get them back. And then you see them kind of drift over, and Will gets off the broom and got that look of shame.
So obviously, because we're going to get there before them, when they finally get over there, Cablis and I is going to be like sat on the far side, just our legs like dangling over into the cabin, just like gently swinging backwards and forwards, like sharing some rations together, and just sat there watching it all.
Did you break out the popcorn?
Pretty much.
So what's y'all's reaction to seeing that whole? What's your reaction to seeing that whole bit?
Just mild curiosity, like, okay, that looked like fun.
It wasn't fun. So many little strings.
So Obsidian is just going to walk up to Anarion, shake his head, hand over one of his extra daggers because he's got 3 of them. Shake his head and then turn around.
I'll say thank you and just kind of chuckle and kind of look and say, but those certainly weren't spider silks. That's something new. That's something different. Is there any way that we can identify those? Has anybody heard of those before? Does Nat know anything about them?
Or Cablis.
Cablis kind of listens to what you described and whatnot. It's just, there are a number of beasts who do different hunting. I'm not sure.
Something I could do, like a nature check or something. Yeah.
Greg, if you want to do that as well with your book.
Thank you.
Ah.
Ooh,
It was
18.
almost really good, and then it was a nat 1.
No.
I'm pretty sure it's candy.
Done.
Did that like hit the side and then just stopped and then just went, no.
Yeah. That happened to me on one of the attacks. It was an 18, and it was kind of a cocked die, and then when it settled, it was the nat 1.
So Shrag, with your 18, there are a number of creatures that have different lures. There's a chance this one is something in an arachnid type family. There are creatures in the Underdark that do tend to leave little lure lines like that. And as you guys are having this conversation and continuing along, at some point you see kind of look out and you do notice that there is a creature like a sturgeon or a bat or some kind of underdark kind of like creature caught in a group of the filaments and is getting pulled up. And as you kind of look up, you see something. You see kind of a shadow. It's the dark vision. It's in grayscale, but a really kind of like pale looking creature with like set of claws comes over and grabs it and pulls it up into like a little burrow into the ceiling. And as you kind of looking at that, you see that there's a whole bunch of various ones. There's a few small ones, and then there's like a few really large ones with the different filaments coming down as you go through.
So the filaments are not part of the creature; they just leave them hanging there, and then it's like a spider's web when they're set off. Okay.
Yeah.
Did we
and
all
seeing
see
all
that?
that, then Cavil starts to get a realization and tells you that there's a creature called the Cave Fisher.
Ooh.
I just see that and my face goes like ashen, and I just kind of like thump my hand onto Anarion's shoulder. I owe you one. I think you're muted.
Yeah, I'll chuckle and say no worries, and then when we get to a spot where we're past these, looking up at the ceiling, can we kind of see where they begin and end in terms of their burrows and nesting?
It's hard to tell where they begin and end. They're various little like alcoves, but you don't know if they're burrowed up higher or not.
Right, but it's mostly along this ravine area, right? And then after we get past that, it stops.
Yeah, as you progress through, you get to a point where you see a spot where the ravine is. As you kind of look under, as you kind of look about, you see where the ravine kind of ends and it moves back into the path, but there's an open, the way the ravine is, you kind of look through and you can actually see to the east, there's actually another one of those domicile areas, but because the floor collapsed, several of them are kind of hanging with bits of the structure still there, but the floor is all caved out. And you're able to get onto where the path is kind of there. It's just there's kind of this large opening where the floor kind of gave way, and as such the wall kind of coming up. So it opened it up a little bit, and this next path is fairly straight, and just the tunnel, just the main passage. But the floor seems pretty solid, and you can and start going through, heading toward, and then as you're progressing down, so you can all get off the brooms and I'll be able to walk without having to worry about any more of these filaments that are drifting down.
Okay, I'm gonna wander over to Shrag and kind of nudge him a little bit and say, on the way back, maybe fireball.
You see his little face like lights up, like, you want me to cast fireball?
Not now. On the way back.
Oh, okay.
Cablis looks at our map. We could just take a different way. This one was the shortest one, apparently. Last time we'd been up here, there was a floor there. I don't know what happened.
I don't like those critters. I think we'd be fun to fry them anyway.
Shraggle just like took on Anarion's cloak and go, see, not the only thing where things happen.
Anarion will just laugh and shake his head. So are we close to the stairwell?
She looks at her map. No, we have to go into the next district because she actually, as you guys are all kind of taking a moment and a breath, she actually looks at the map and is like, well, we're close. Unfortunately, we have to go around to get to one of the entrances for the stairs. So we have to go down this path into the next district and then have to head down this path, kind of a northeastern, go through the passage into the next district, and then kind of move back west to get up to where we can walk in, get into the stairwell, because and then ascend up.
Okay.
So now it's, as you are progressing in this next leg of the travel, keeping your kind of heads on a swivel and kind of looking about. You get near the entranceway to another kind of a domicile area, another residential area, and look in, and you see this is the one where part of the floor had caved away. And looking about, Trag, what's your passive perception?
Certainly mine's only 14. It's not as high as the others.
Okay. So you catch a little bit of there. You guys notice as you pass through is like there's something there. You notice something because your passives. Shrag can't see it, but Anari, you just have this inclination. There's something in there.
I'm gonna pause at the entryway and kind of from a position of cover, just kind of take a look and see what I can scan in that area.
All right. After a few minutes of kind of looking, you see a gas spore kind of floating about in and out of the various rooms. Just seems to be kind of just drifting along, kind of
doing its thing.
Yeah.
Anything other than the gas spore?
Not that you can tell.
Before.
That's
Okay.
the bit of movement that kind of caught you, and it got into where it's just at like the 50 to 60 foot mark.
So I'll tell the others to point out that there's a gas spore floating around in there, so we're probably not going to want to wander in there.
Does it look like the same kind of gas spore that we encountered before?
Yes, it would be the same. Maybe some different coloration, but overall it's a gas spore. You're quite familiar with what that looks like.
Right.
Oh yeah.
As it kind of just drifts along, lazily drifting along.
So probably don't want to go in this one, and we'll continue on our path.
Yep.
All right. So as you kind of come up and come to where the pathway where you come into the next district area, as you kind of step into this one, you see that there's to the north side, there's a few entryways that lead into like a larger cavernous area. And as you start to head north or head west, as you pass the last kind of entryway, you hear Anari. You hear some faint screaming deep further back. It's outside of your vision. But you hear some screaming kind of in the back area.
Coming from these rooms?
Yes.
That we just passed? Okay.
You're passing the last one, and the last one is where you're hearing it. It's kind of a slight echo, but you do hear there is some screaming and some growling.
So I'll have the party stop for a moment and then explain what I'm hearing in this area and ask if we want to move on and leave something like this behind us, or if we want to investigate and maybe avoid having an enemy to our rear.
It sounds like something needs our help. What do you guys think?
Well, you know, I never
Does
liked
it sound like a deep gnome screaming? Is it is it a gnomish voice? Can we tell?
Go ahead and give a perception.
27?
Doesn't sound like a deep gnome, but it is a humanoid.
So it sounds human. We should go investigate.
I never liked the idea of an enemy at our rear, so I think that's probably a good idea.
Okay.
All right. So you guys move into the room.
I will prepare a Toll the Dead cantrip in case.
Already a bow attack.
Yeah.
Shrag will get his hand ready with a little flame in it.
All right. Try, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Roll.
You're the one who has the farthest vision, so.
That would be a 17.
All right. As you guys are kind of going in your marching order and looking, Trag, you catch Anar is obviously pointing you in the direction for the screams, and you can kind of hear them, and as you kind of look through, you actually do finally scan and see you see a what appear to be a trio of dwarves in currently kind of a couple of them are suspended in the air, and one of them is on the ground, and they're and you see that they have these tentacles that are wrapped around them, leading back to a creature that looks, at first glance, looks like a stalagmite coming out of the ground, until you see that it has a mouth that moves, and you see there's a fourth dwarf in its mouth as it's chewing.
Are these, when we say dwarves, are they normal dwarves or are they Jogar?
It's kind of hard to tell at this distance, but it's probably Duergar. I mean, it's a safe bet to think that they're Duergar.
Okay, I'll turn to the others and I'll sort of try and stifle a laugh. You nice little short guys. Something's got hold of them.
I'll ask Shrag, does it look like the ones that we just bypassed the other day with Vulcan?
Not sure, but it looks like him. Yeah, short, bearded. It's a bit hard to see in the dark, but yeah, short guys.
You can progress a little bit further if it gets to be where you guys can all see this, what is happening, and by this point, a few more have been the other three have been pulled a little bit closer, and you see what looks to be a roper that has grabbed the dwarves. It's currently eating one, and it's got the other three in its tentacles, and they're screaming and trying to find ways to get out of their grip.
Is the one that he's chewing on still alive, or is that one gone?
Hard to tell. I mean, it's kind of that.
So the dilemma becomes this: we know that the Drugar are hunting us. So do we save some of them and try to get some goodwill, or do we just let them disappear?
Enemy of my enemy is my enemy, or still my friend?
Good question.
It might behoove us to have more allies down here. The only reason we attacked those first Duergar is because they attacked us first.
True.
Exactly. They attacked us. We know from the last ones that they're after us.
But if we have one last thing that we have to worry about down here, that might be good.
What do you think, Obsidian?
Take him.
Take him.
Take him. Kill him.
All right.
Let's kill him.
I
Kill
go
the
running
roper?
in and I try to cut off one of the tendrils that's pulling in one of the Durgar.
Alrighty.
All right, here we go.
Here
Yes, let's
we
fight
go.
something.
Okay. So you want to cut the tendril. All right.
I'm gonna try.
All right, Will, you rush up. Go ahead and make an attack roll on the tendril.
Okay. I never use my weapons, but I am going to use my fancy quarterstaff that you guys gave me, and I am going to run in two-handed. Oh, that's not going to hit. That's a 12 to hit.
No, it does not.
Just boing, bounces right off the tendril. Oh. That's my turn.
Alrighty. Anyone else want to take an action?
Yeah, I had my readied bow action, so
Okay.
just question for clarification on that. So with the readied action, do I still get my 2 attacks, or is it just 1?
I'll let you all take an action right now if you want to attack with 2 bow shots.
Okay.
That's it, and then we're gonna go to break
Initiative.
and
Okay.
do initiative because we're getting into our halfway point for the session.
Cool.
So we'll go through this round, take a break, come back, and get into it and see what happens.
All right. The first shot was a 16 to hit.
16. What are you targeting?
The roper itself.
All right, 16 does not hit.
Okay. The next was a natural 20.
That one will hit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that is going to be 8 and 8, 16, 24. Because it's full die plus what I roll, right?
Yep, full plus what you roll.
Actually, wait. Plus dex, right? Yeah. So 17. 21. 21 damage piercing.
Nice.
All right. All right, go ahead and roll your initiatives. I can get those in here now.
Wow.
Did you just roll a 1?
No, but close. I have advantage on initiative. I rolled a 2 and a 5. So
So what's your initiative, Venari?
9.
Obsidian?
21.
21? Drag?
Oh, if it's any consolation, I did roll that one. I'm initiative 5.
Will?
17.
Okay.
I have
So,
advantage on initiative as well, and my first one was a nat 1.
ouch. So Anarion will have gone. Shrag and Obsidian, is there anything you want to do before we go to break?
So I will turn and look at them and go, so are we saving these guys or are we killing everybody?
Well,
I think for now we're going to focus on the roper. We'll worry about the others after.
No fireballs.
Oh, there's a massive disappointed look on his face. And you say one's already in its mouth.
Yeah, the fourth one's in its mouth. You see little legs.
Yeah, we're not going to save him. If I hit him, it's not a mistake. I'll just cast a firebolt, and that is going to be 13. No, that'll miss.
Yeah, that's gonna miss.
And I'll turn to look at Anarion and go, hey guys, what happens? This is why you cast fireball. That's everything.
More efficient.
Obsidian?
Sometimes we don't want to kill everything.
yeah, so I would have gone in with a short sword and a dirty 20.
You rush in with a short sword. 20 will hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
It's a 22 damage with sneak since Anarion's already in there.
Nice.
Well, Anari fired with his bow.
I was gonna say.
And
Will's in
Will
there.
went and tried to
So
cut the
Will-
tendril with her quarterstaff. So are you going in to finish cutting the tendril to free one of the Duergar? Or are you going for the main body?
I was going for the main body.
Okay, the main body, no one's nearby for sneak, so it's no sneak attack on that one.
What about
Okay.
what about the Durgar in the mouth?
He's dead.
Wow.
He doesn't count.
I was trying, man. I'm trying.
That was
Got
good.
it.
You can certainly try.
I mean, picture that bit from Little Shop of Horrors where he walks in and see the plant is already chewing on somebody, or
So the damage then without sneak would have been 11.
okay.
Oh, and to round things up nicely, thank you, TGC Striker. It is going to be a case of the DM has inspiration when we come back.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
With that, we have our initiative. When we get back, we will start at the top of the order and see what happens next.
Yay!
So stay tuned, stand by. We'll see you all in just a few minutes.
Yay.
It's
Like 6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
Yep, and we're back. Okay, so we have combat ensuing. Thanks for sticking around, tuning in, and we'll see how this goes. Flipping that over.
I
And
apologize if the creaking of my chair is as loud as it seems.
what creaking?
You can't hear that? Okay, good. Every time I move, it's like.
Oh, I know the feeling. I have an IKEA chair that is starting to go bad. I'm looking forward to when I can buy a real chair.
Yeah, this is brand new. It's just a feature, I guess.
Yep. Alrighty, so here we go for our map.
Let's kill some roper.
Bring in our combat music. Alrighty, so as we can see coming into this, rough distance wise, so you guys can see you're about 50 feet from Anari, and Shrag are about 50, 60 feet away from the roper. Because Anari did his bow shots. Obsidian is right up on the roper, stabbing it with his short sword. Will had moved over to one of the Duergar to try and free him from the tentacle. Two of them are kind of suspended in the air. One's on the ground trying to tug against it. Figured that was the one Will ran up to kind of free. All the things. So here we are at the top of the order with Obsidian, who is right next to the roper. What do you wish to do,
Yes.
sir?
So as a bonus action, I'm going to use steady aim to give me advantage on the attack roll.
Okay.
So that was a 25 to hit.
That will hit.
Okay, and it is 7 fire damage and 26 magical piercing damage. I don't know if you need it broken out.
All right. Total damage.
33.
Alrighty.
And since I can't move, that ends my turn.
All right. Next up is Will.
Okay, I'm gonna try to go for this tendril again that's got the Duergar,
Okay.
and I'm going to. It was almost a 5, and then it rolled over to an 18 plus 8 is 26.
That will hit. Go ahead and roll for damage.
Sweet. And wow, these dice are going on crazy adventures.
That is enough.
17 necrotic damage.
That severs the tentacle. You see the purple energy of it hit the tentacle and kind of come across, and then the tentacle breaks. Duergar all of a sudden freeze, and you see the remainder tentacle just kind of like those retracting cords. It just kind of sucks back into the roper.
All right, and I just kind of like push the Duergar and I say, "Go, run away!" And I go up to the tendril farther north,
Okay.
and that's my turn.
Alrighty. brings us to Anari and Shrag. You're on deck.
I lost my vision in Roll20, Steve. I can't see the encounter on the map.
Oh my gosh. They rolled horrible on initiative. I'm like, how are we at Anarion already? He rolled a 9.
Yeah, they did pretty bad on their initiative roll. To refresh your screen, John, let me know what it sees.
Okay, let me try. Roll20 is loading. All right, yeah, that's better. Thank you.
Okie dokie.
All right. So if I move 30 feet, so I will move in and give it another 2 bow shots.
Okay.
So that will be a nat 20
That will hit.
and a 13.
That will not.
All right. So it's max plus roll. So it's 8, 16, 4, 20 points of piercing damage.
Alrighty. Solid hit. This brings us to Shragnaz.
Okie dokie. Shrag's gonna go running for a bit of cover. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 up to there. And seeming the others said we're going to try and save these people, he's going to focus the northernmost tentacle, and he's going to cast a magic missile at it.
Alrighty.
And it's going to be... It's 3 points of damage. That's 8. That's 11 points of damage.
That is enough.
Sure
That tentacle is severed.
Hey.
That Duergar falls to the ground with a thump
Oh.
because he was suspended in the air.
And as that happens, Shrag will call over. You're welcome! Let's just see what probably just move. Well, making a difference if we move Matt into the middle. So you can floaty there, and that's me done.
Okay. Duergar is going to rush over to try and free his friend.
Oh, he's being helpful.
Throw. And I'm over with his war pick to try and get him. Fortunately, is not going to be able to do that. His buddy comes over and does the same. Oh. He is able to strike it.
Hey.
And is able to sever that one to free his friend. Or they free their friend. So they catch him, and right now their turn is focusing on that. Which brings us to the Roper. Let's see. First off is going to be tendril to Obsidian and a tendril to Will.
Alrighty.
Because you two are right there.
Right there.
Yep.
All right, tendril to Obsidian. They 16. No. 16 to hit.
That will miss.
All right. Tendril to Will. That one is going to miss. Third tendril is going to Anari. That's going to be a 13 to hit.
Nope.
Fourth tendril will be back around to Obsidian. That is going to be a 21 to hit.
That will hit.
Alrighty. So the tendril comes around and grapple and comes to try and circles around you. Go ahead and give me a strength save, strength check.
Strength check.
Yep.
14.
It's not enough. It comes around and wraps you up. You are now restrained.
Okay.
And then it will pull you in to make a bite attack. That is going to be a 22 to hit.
That will hit.
That will be 20 points of piercing damage as it bites down on you.
Okay.
All right. You are now restrained. Okay. Brings us up to top of the order with Obsidian. If you want to try and break the grapple, you can do it, but you have to do it. You'll do it at disadvantage.
And that would be my action, correct?
Yes.
I'd much rather take an action to attack it, which I know is also a disadvantage.
Yes.
10 and 12 on the die plus 9, so that would be a 19.
19 does not hit.
Okay.
Yeah. They're dense.
Well, hey, bonus action, or bonus action attack. Oh, my dagger. That's gonna miss too.
These things are hard to hit.
Yep.
All right. Okay. You're still wrapped up in the tendril. One bite in.
Yep.
Ends the
bite
turn. Brings us to Will.
All right, I will run over to my friend who is getting munched on, and I will put my hand just like on the face of the roper, and I will cast Inflict Wounds
Okay.
at 3rd level.
Alrighty. Is there a save? What's the save?
No, it's a roll to hit. I'm scared.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Oh, it's a natural 20.
It was a bold move. It was a daring move, but ultimately
Oh my
it was a move that
gosh.
paid off.
What's the minimum damage on that?
Minimum damage is 30 without adding anything.
All right. That is enough. You go in, you hear it kind of screech, and then the tendrils start to fall limp. And Obsidian is freed.
You okay?
If you will.
Do you need
Yes.
healing?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. You're covered in slobber. Here, let me just, like, get it off your cheek.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And I turn around to the Durgar. Are you guys okay?
The Duergar are shaken, but a few scrapes and whatnot from being grabbed in the tendrils. but they don't seem too worse for wear. But they are a little curious why you came running to their aid. So they have a defensive look to them as they kind of sitting there huddled in essentially in the center of you all.
I would like to go.
Sheathe my sword.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To go over to the body of the other Duragar. And just kind of like take it out of the mouth of the thing.
By this point, it would have swallowed it because it bit down on Obsidian.
Oh, right. Okay. Never mind. He can keep it. I don't want it.
Not going fishing.
Is it more like you put this big, like, sort of half-chewed, sloppy kind of like sort of pair of legs and just go?
I mean, if you want to, you could reach in. You might be able to pull a boot.
I'm good.
Maybe not a foot still attached.
I'm good. I don't want a boot with a foot in it.
It might look a bit ropey now.
But
Well, I'll try to explain to the Durgar that we heard someone in need of help, and we don't have any animosity toward them, and certainly do have animosity toward monsters like the Ropers, and so therefore we decided we would lend a hand since we could.
All right, and now, what language are you saying this in?
In my undercommon.
Okay. So they kind of look at each other. It's like, and what do you want in exchange for this?
Just your goodwill at this point.
Roll a persuasion.
Yes.
can I help with that in any way? Like give them some food or something?
I'll let you have advantage because you did just save their lives.
That'll be a 19.
Okay. After a moment, they look amongst themselves and they nod, and then it's like, well, in case we on our way, and they gather themselves up and start heading off into the next chamber to the left.
Is it like one of the things where you say goodbye and then you realize you're like on the same path and it's super awkward?
No, you'd have to backtrack out to get to there. They go through another cave and another cavern entrance that leads east.
All right.
So they're we're good.
I find whatever crevice Cablis was hiding in, and I say, I think we can move on now. Man, you are really hard to find.
Yeah, she's kind of good. Ropers are just mean.
Yep.
It's when she walks out from another alcove and goes, "Yeah, exactly. I'm over here."
Oh, I was just talking to a rock. Hi, Cablis.
And as you kind of sitting there with the still kind of standing there with the roper.
Do you think there's anything worth salvaging off of this thing? I feel like in honor of our friend Vulcan, we need to at least try.
Try to harvest. I don't know if there's anything usable off of a roper.
They're pretty tough. I don't think the jerky would be good at all.
Well, a few teeth, maybe.
A few teeth, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I'll walk up to Obsidian and I'll pull it out of him.
Give me that. All right.
Thank
let's
you, little
go.
man.
Hopefully next time we find a group of Duragar, they'll be less inclined to want to kill us without prompting.
That's the hope.
You never know.
And as you guys kind of collect yourselves and turn about to backtrack out, you notice just coming into vision, you see 3 points of light drifting towards you.
Drifting. I'm not
Squint.
fond of drifting lights.
What is that?
It's at the edge of your vision. Shrag, it's go ahead and roll a perception. Because you've got the 120 feet.
That'll be a 23.
All right, you see that they're drifting. They're about 6 feet off the ground. It's kind of a greenish flame. And you see what appears to be a skull inside each of those balls of flame as they're drifting towards you.
Lovely.
Okay, I will relay that to the others of the... Now that's not something you see every day. Anybody seen any skeletons recently?
Well, Shraggy, you like flames, so maybe you can make friends with them.
Yeah, but they don't normally come with a skull inside.
So right now they're about 60. They're about 60 feet. They're about 60 feet and closing. What do you guys?
Friend or foe?
Still kind of in the initiative order. So Anari, you would be the next one. You would be the next one in the order.
Do we identify them as hostile creatures? I don't know that I've ever encountered flame skulls before.
Go ahead and roll a... That would be nature, or go ahead and roll a nature check. Not 100% sure if it's an Arcana thing.
Alrighty. 13.
Assuming Shrag spotted them, can he make the roll as well, please?
Yes.
Guidance. Because I need to remember to use that.
Guidance.
Guidance.
Guidance on Shrag. Okay.
I'd give it to
And
him,
while
not
they're
me.
doing that, since we have new creatures coming, I'm going to go ahead and use my ability to cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Yep. Shrag, what'd you get?
11.
Including the D4.
Oh, no, that's not including the D4. Okay, that will be including the D... Oh, nice. 15 including the 4.
All right.
I need to remember to use that.
You recognize that their skull, the flaming skull, and they're coming towards you, and they're kind of at the pace is fairly leisurely, but the fact that it's an undead creature, it's probably not one of the best things to. It's probably not a good thing, but right now it's kind of like there hasn't been any attacks, so it's really unsure. But knowing that the fact these are undead creatures, it's probably not a good thing.
So there's a number of people in this party that would not stand for that.
Yeah.
All right, running in. Let's get them.
All right. So I'm up.
You are up. They're about. They're
What's
just within. They're
range?
like 55 feet. So you can see them.
So it's going to be a longbow attack then.
Okay.
That will be a 16 on the first and a 9 on the second.
Wow.
D&D Beyond's letting me down today.
So the 16 will hit.
All right.
Go ahead and roll damage.
That will be 6 points piercing.
6 points piercing. All right, now they're kind of coming in as kind of like a staggered flank. Do you hit the lead one or one of the other two?
Which one would? Well, let me rephrase that. So you said they were about 55. So is that the lead or all?
Yeah, the lead. The lead is 55. The lead is 55 out. So that would be the one.
I was gonna say I'd have to shoot at the one that I can see, right?
All right. Total damage again was
9. Oh wait, no. 6 piercing.
6 piercing.
Yeah.
Yep. Alrighty.
Did you say these guys were floating, Steve?
Yes, they're floating in the air.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Shrag, you're up next.
Okie dokie. Let's chuck in a magic missile. Always
Okay.
good to go with a magic missile.
Which one?
Is that lead one still going? It's still ticking, is that?
Oh yeah, he took the hit and he's still coming.
Cool, okay, let's add that one a little bit of extra damage. So that's 5, 9, 12 points of damage from a force missile.
Okay.
And roughly where, so based on the sort of combat map we've got, it's sort of south, north, I mean...
It's coming from the path you came in. So you guys came in from this direction, so they're coming up from that direction as well.
Cool, in which case I'm just going to use my movement, just step back behind that pillar bit then.
Okay.
And I'll keep Nat out so she can keep an eye on them. And that's me done. Thank you.
Alrighty. Back to the top of the order. We'll switch back over to the map once they get within range. So, and as well as reveal them right now, I don't have enough room on the map to have them revealed just yet. So, all right. So Obsidian and then Will.
So I am going to go ahead and cast Moonbeam on the lead guy.
Okay.
And it's a Con 13 saving throw.
Okay. Makes the save.
Okay, so he's going to take half of 10, so he'll take 5 radiant damage.
Five radiant damage.
Yeah, and I'm going to use my movement to kind of scooch behind a pillar over here.
Okie dokie.
And a bonus action to hide.
Go and roll your stealth.
Stealth with advantage. $21.
Yep. We're good to go. All right, Will, you're up.
Okay, so you said the first one, the lead one is 55 feet?
Feet
Is that
from
55?
Anarion. So where Anari's
Okay.
current position is about 55 feet in front of him.
Okay, and we can move diagonally, right?
Yeah. Not going to do the funny math. Each tile is 5 feet.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so there, are all 3 of them within 30 feet of me?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay, then I will hold an action for
Okay.
when they all get to within 30 feet of me.
Okay.
And I hold my holy symbol out, and it starts to glow brighter than you guys have ever seen it glow, and I'm preparing a turn undead.
Okay.
Because I've never gotten to use this before, and I'm super excited.
Alrighty. Okay, so they move up. Alrighty, so the first one, let's see, he needs to be And first one will move in to be about there. Let's see. This one will move in there, and this one will move in there. Alrighty, so first one in the list sees you, and you said you were preparing something,
Yeah, for when they got within 30 feet of me.
do you need all? You said all three, right?
I did say all three.
Then if you've only got two within range.
Yep.
So I will leave the choice to you. Do you still want to do it, or you still want to wait?
I am gonna go for it.
Okay.
So I would like them to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
What's the DC?
16.
First one fails, second one succeeds.
Okay, first one turns and uses the dash action or try to escape.
Okay.
And that's its action.
So he will backtrack back his movement.
Yeah, and I'm not sure where to find... Because I know with Turn Undead, if they're below a certain challenge rating, they just die. But I don't know where it says that.
Sure, off the top of my head, I do, but I can take a moment real quick to look.
Not
I
seeing
think it's in the. I think it's in the cleric.
Yeah, I think it's in the. Yeah, it feels like something out of the cleric description.
Yeah, and that's where I'm looking, but I'm not seeing it anywhere. We can just go with the turning feature for now, and then I'll just look it up for later, and we'll use it next time.
Right here. Destroy undead. Starting at 5th level, when an undead fails its saving throw against your turn undead feature, the creature is instantly destroyed if its challenge rating is at or below a certain threshold as shown in the table below.
Where are you seeing?
Cleric level, you're an 8th level. It destroys undead of CR 1 or lower.
Or lower, yeah.
Yep, that's not going to work on them.
Cool.
And how long does it last for?
1 minute. It is turned for 1 minute or until it takes any damage.
Okay. All right.
Learning new things. Thank you for helping me, guys.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right, so that one ran off, so it's gonna go running. It's gonna go running back for the next 10 rounds, unless someone shoots at it. So then the other one who can, after it does its dash and does the movement, the other one who can still see it would be Shragnaz
Okay.
for the next round. So just as a situational notification. All right, the two that are left, one of them is going to, the first one, who's closer to Will, is going to
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Okay, next.
It saw what you did, and it does not like that. So you see it kind of focus in on you, and you see the little pinpoints of light in its eyes narrow.
It's like a 2-dot predator symbol.
And as they narrow, they then shoot wide, and a line shoots out from them and hits you, and a fireball goes off right there at your feet. And
What?
There's your fireball, Shraggy.
Owie.
20 feet, 20-foot radius. So it will catch Shrag in the blast. So I need Shrag and Will to make their dexterity saving throws.
That will be a 21.
Nice.
And as a reaction, I'm going to cast Absorb Elements.
Nice.
Nice.
And I will be taking full damage because I rolled an 11.
Alrighty. And I don't get to use Fireball all that often. So it's like, how does it...
So many D6s.
Oh, 8d6.
Roll low.
Sorry, I don't have enough in my tray today, so I'll have to do it in 2 rolls. Oh wait, no, I'm gonna go to World Anvil.
Wow.
That's a 21 points of fire damage at full. So if you made the save, you take half.
5.
My eyebrows are singed.
Shrag's just like stood there with a little glow around him. Oh, that was cool.
All the little like frizzy wispies are like kind of burning away in little red embers. Ow!
Gotta put out the...
Ow! Ow! Shrag, that is way less fun on the receiving end.
Awesome fun. Any singe marks on his clothes now, just like slowly repairing themselves.
The other one is going to for Anari and Obsidian. As you look at the one that's furthest away from Will, that's closer to you guys, you see as it kind of looks at the two of you, and then you see it.
It doesn't see me though, right?
No, it doesn't
hidden.
see you, but you can see it.
Yeah, I was gonna say it would see Anarion, but it doesn't see Obsidian.
You guys seeing it, you see it's looking, and it seems to be it's looking at Anari, and you see its mouth kind of open and close, and then all of a sudden it starts to look like kind of like how when you try to attack displacer beasts, they kind of be shifting in place. You now have disadvantage on attack rolls against it.
Okay.
As it casts blur on itself. Yep. That one. Okay, so that completes their turn. Which brings us to Anari.
All right. So to counter his little Mr. Blur, I'm going to use my Paladin feature and use my Channel Divinity.
Okay.
And cast, or it's not a cast, I guess. It's Vow of Enmity. So as a bonus action, I choose a creature I can see, and it's going to be marked as my enemy, my quarry. So I get advantage on attack rolls for 1 minute or until it drops to 0 hit points.
Nice.
So
okay.
I'm going to do away with its disadvantage to attacks.
Okay.
So that was my bonus action, my movement. I'm going to move up to it, and then what did we learn from about these creatures? I forget the description.
They're an undead creature.
Undead. All right.
And that's about all you know right now.
Trying to remember. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and engage it then, and I'm going to use my longsword two-handed and try to do more damage to it.
Okie dokie.
So that will be dirty 20 to hit.
That will hit.
Okay. And that is going to be 12 points slashing damage. And then I just want to double check something on my enmity. I think, oh, that's not the one that gives me the other D6. Nope, that's it. So 12 points slashing damage.
Okay. Takes the hit. You see a couple of cracks start to form on the skull.
Second attack is going to be a 25 to hit.
That will hit.
That is going to be 11 points slashing damage.
Alrighty.
And that will be my turn.
Okay. All right. Brings us to Shragnaz.
So, as much as I like fire, I've got a sneaky suspicion they might actually quite like it as well. So I'm just go with another magic missile, but I'm going to do this one at second level.
Yeah.
And cast that. It's going to be 1. Great start. 2, 6.
Which one are you attacking?
The nearest one that's not running away.
Okay.
And the extra one. Wow. 8 points of damage from the force damage. And I'm going to use my Fury of the Small and do an extra 8 points of damage to it.
Extra 8 points?
Yeah. And screaming at the fact that nobody casts Fireball. That's my job.
Alrighty.
I love it.
All right. This brings us. Anything else you wish to do, Shrag? Just double checking.
I'm just going to hang fire behind that cover there and just keep on chucking stuff out of it.
Alrighty. This is next. This brings us to Obsidian.
Yeah, so I'm not going to leave Anarion up there by himself, so I'm going to come out of hiding. But do I get advantage on the attack roll since he doesn't know I'm here when I come out of hiding?
You still have disadvantage because he has blur.
Right, but it would be a straight roll then at that point.
Yes.
Okay. Ooh, so we're going to move our movement. So at the straight roll, it was a 12 plus 9, so a 21.
That will hit.
And I'm not doing Green Flame Blade because he's on fire already, and I'm not going to take the chance.
Okay.
So it's 24 points, including Sneak of Magical Piercing. Is the other one within 30 feet?
How much was that in
Okay.
piercing again?
24. It is not.
Alrighty.
So I cannot use Whales from the Grave.
Hold on. Okay.
And I may as well, though it's a disadvantage. 11 plus 7 is 18 on a bonus action attack.
Okay.
Does that hit?
Yes, that will hit. Actually, it's going to take a reaction and cast shield, so that's going to negate that attack.
It was only 3 non-magical piercing anyway, so. And that will end my turn.
Alrighty. Brings us to Will. Okay.
I'm going to run towards this guy, and as I run, I reach out my hand and cast Guiding Bolt.
All right, which one?
The one engaged with Anarion and Obsidian.
Okay.
So that's a dirty 20 to hit.
That will hit.
Wow. Okay, that's going to be 20 radiant damage.
Okay. And you see it take the damage, and the skull starts to glow brighter than the green flame, and then the green flame dissipates and the skull falls to the ground.
Oh. Sweet.
Alrighty. Okay, so one keeps running.
Keep on running, keep on running.
The last one sees this. And going to continue to focus on Will, and fight and do 2 ranged attacks.
Where is the other one? All I see is the one that's running away.
Here.
It was that one? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought that was the one that was running away.
Nope, the one that's running away has already been pulled off. You can't see it. He's gonna keep. He's gonna keep going, and now it's outside of Shrag's vision.
Okay. Well, I would have gone for that one if I had known. I thought that was the one that was beating feet.
Okay, so first attack is an 8 to hit.
That'll miss.
Second attack is a 21 to hit.
That will hit, but I am going to cast shield, and so it will miss.
Alrighty. As you see, so after that, it will then take its movement and backtrack down the corridor following.
Oh, he's leaving too?
Yep. As far as you can tell, he's decided to turn and go and follow his companion.
Excellent.
All right, this will bring us to Anari.
All right, so out of melee range, do I still see it? Yeah, he's still within my vision.
Yeah, he's moving his full 40. It's now off the map. So
all right,
make
no
sure
worries.
he's still within your vision, so you can still target him.
I'm gonna take 2 bow shots at him then.
Okay.
The first is a 22. The second is a 13.
Both hit.
Okay. So the first is going to do 11 points magical piercing. And the next is going to do also 11 points magical piercing.
Alrighty.
Nice.
Okay. Takes the hit and keeps on flying. Okay.
Yeah, that's all I can do. Just those 2 attacks.
Alrighty. Shrag, you're up. They're still within your vision.
Which
Or at
means
least the one that's running away now is currently within your vision.
Cool. And that will also mean they're in range. Let's go for another magic missile because we like that.
Okay.
It's going to be 4, 7, 9 points of force damage.
All right. Takes that. Still going.
To try and keep it in sight, I am going to.
It would have a whole nother round of movement before it's out of your sight.
Cool.
Because you have the longest vision. It's got this round, it's in the sight of Will, Obsidian, and Anari. The next round, unless they give chase, the next round only you would be in sight.
Cool. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Just get me to the edge there just to keep up with it a little bit.
Okay.
And that'll be done.
All right. Obsidian.
Yeah, so I am going to move my movement kind of closer to him.
Okay.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And as my action, I'm going to move Moonbeam over to him. I can, as the spell says,
How
as
far
an
can you move
action, I
it? How
move
far
it
can
up
you
to
move
60
Moonbeam?
feet. 60 feet.
Okay. Makes the save.
All right, so he's going to take half of, where's Moonbeam? Half of 7, so 3
All right.
radiant.
It just catches the moon, catches it the moonbeam, and keeps going. It's key. It's next turn. It will
However,
keep
once
on
he
going.
starts his turn, once he starts his turn, he'll have to make the save again.
All right. This brings us to Will.
Sorry, my dog is being noisy, so I have to keep putting myself on mute. I see that we are giving chase, so I will move my full movement towards it. And as I run, I will cast another guiding bolt. That's a 14. Sorry, 14 plus 8.
That will hit.
Okay.
And again, you see the green flame of it gets surrounded by and eclipses the moonbeam and the green flame, and then the skull falls to the ground and kind of rolls away.
Okay.
So the only one left, and Shrag sees it, is the one that's going down the corridor and going down the corridor.
To be fair, that's the one we didn't even touch because it legged it before we even got to it. So, do we want to pursue, or are we going to let it disappear?
It's actually going down the corridor. The Cabness is like kind of looks at it and it's like and kind of indicates that that's the corridor you guys need to travel down to get to the stairs. So
then let's give chase.
Let's chase this thing.
Yep.
Well, I was hoping that the turn undead would destroy them, but instead it just made our battle a little more complicated.
So as you guys pursue over the next 2 rounds, continuing, Shrag, you see, because it had a head start on you guys, and as you kind of coming around, you see that you see the one that you were chasing all of a sudden kind of slows and is joined by 3 more as they now turn and start as they all kind of start to turn as you're rushing up on them.
Okay.
So I will reset.
Lovely.
So there's 4 now.
Yes, there are 4. So
Hey, but Will, you get to use your turn undead again.
I'm not feeling super
Twice.
encouraged in using that right now.
Twice in one day.
Well, now that I know they're not a low enough CR for them to be destroyed, I'm gonna let them stay close. Your enemy's close, right?
Yeah.
I will reset the map. Quick.
I feel like this episode is like a scene from Monty Python. We're getting caught and tangled in things. We're doing like ridiculous chase scenes through the caves.
Yeah. And we saved some Drugar.
At least we saved some Durgar.
Not typically what we would want to be doing.
3 ahead. Kind of reposition yourselves just on this side of the on the lower part of the map, because the upper part is where they are. They're going to be so just off the tavern, just off the tiles is where you guys would be positioned. at the start of this leg.
Just off the tiles?
Yep, just off the tiles.
Got it.
That's where we will start this round. All right.
And you said they turned and run towards
The one you
other-
were following slows and is meted with 3 more.
Okay.
So Shrag is the one who can see all the way down there and see them. The rest of you, all you see that you see as the one slows down, and then you see the dim light, like there's more. But Shrag has a nice clear view of what he's seeing.
Okay.
It's kind of like, and you can only see so far, but just a little bit past, you see that little pinpoint of light. Oh.
Oh, guys, there's more.
Yeah, let's kill him.
Alrighty, so go over to the map. And we will start with the top of the order and Obsidian.
Okay. So I'm going to step up a few feet so that I'm within a range of a bow attack.
Okay.
And I'll just take the lead guy. And that is a dirty 20 to hit.
That will hit.
And 9 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And I may as well move up 5, 10, 15, the rest of my movement. Close the distance.
Okay. Next up is Will.
And that will end my turn.
I'm going to move up next to Obsidian. So if anything engages him, he can get sneak attack. And I can see this one.
Yep.
Or no. I only have
60
30
feet.
feet of...
How much?
I only have 30 feet because I have the goggles.
Ah. So he's just on there. You could see enough of the bright light because it's like 5 feet.
Okay. Then
35 feet from you.
Okay. And that one's taken damage from
Yeah,
Obsidian
that was the one
already?
you initially turned and it ran off.
But Obsidian
Now it's
just
taking
damaged,
damage,
right?
so the running is no longer a thing.
Okay. All right. Then I will do a Toll the Dead cantrip. And since he's taken damage, it'll be 2d12. If he fails, that's a wisdom saving throw.
Yep.
DC 16.
Passes.
Okay. Nothing happens then.
All right. This brings us to them. Forward. This one comes forward, and this one comes forward. Out of the way. Okay, so let's see. These three kind of looking, let's see, they're going to yeah. These three see you coming up, and each of them casts blur on themselves. And then they will each make a single attack roll. Attack at. Probably not. Nope. Nope. Just the blur spells, and they are good. Brings the last one. Last one is going to charge at will because it recognized what happened.
You.
And its eyes narrow and then go wide, and then poof, another fireball right there at you guys.
Oh. Okay.
It's actually gonna go off. This time, the first one you saw was in front of you. This one, you feel it from behind you, so it will center point behind. It's enough for it avoids Shrag, but gets Obsidian, Will, and Anari in the blast. Maybe the three of you can make it.
Funny how that works.
Oh dear.
All right, for those who make it's a DC 13
Dex?
Dex.
Made it.
Yeah, not so much.
I know.
For those who fail,
and I got a 13.
For those who fail, it's 33 points of fire damage this time.
Ouch.
For those who succeed, it's half that, so it would be 16.
16. And I'm going to use Uncanny Dodge to half that.
Okay.
That's my reaction.
Yeah, D&D Beyond really hates me today. I get a +8 and I rolled a 1.
Oh no. Why?
I get a +9 and I rolled a 4. I barely saved. Bad die.
Yep.
Dice jail.
Dice jail, yeah.
You are done.
I was going to say, I should get out my dice. I got my forged dice and dice tower. I should get those out and start using physical die because D&D Beyond's let me down today.
Ray, I told you Ray was going to take over.
Yeah, I think you're right.
They have forged a dark alliance.
She's infiltrated the D&D Beyond dice roller.
Oh. Okay, so that ends its turn. And that brings us to Anari and then Shrag. Anari up.
All right.
Fireball went off in front of you as it dissipates.
Yeah, noticing that we don't really want to cluster so that we don't get within the same spell radius. I'm going to move to the left of Obsidian and Will.
Okay.
And so I see them all now, but I'm still going to go ahead and engage the one that is that had just cast the fireball.
Okay. It'll be this one.
Yeah. That will be a 14 and a 23 to hit.
Both hit.
Okay. So that is going to be 7, 12, 19 points magical piercing. And crud. I meant to do something else first with the bonus action, but I didn't, so I'll save it for next turn. Never mind. That's all I can do.
Okay. It is still there. Shragnaz, you're up. You see another fireball go off from these flame skulls.
Shrag's little shoulders are like, so it's like shrug. It's just like, staying my thunder. Ha. It's been working so far, so I'm going to keep up with it. I'm going to do magic missile at 3rd level.
Okay.
We'll do that. So that's 5 in total. It's 2, 5, 7. Slightly more like it. 12. And the last
All right,
one.
stop there.
Oh.
How many shots? That was 4 shots, right?
It's 5. It's level 3 one.
How many should we just saw the dice? I just saw the dice for 4 shots, right?
Yeah, it's 3 missiles normally, plus 2 for level 3.
All right, those 4 shots are enough to kill that skull.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Oh, fair enough.
nice.
So that means you have one dart
One
left.
One shot left.
Oh, I can redirect it. Oh, he's
That's
a good
why I
DM,
wanted to
isn't he?
stop. It's like doop 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 doop.
Wait.
He's a good DM, isn't he?
He
Oh,
is. He's a good one.
In which case, then, for line of sight and stuff, I'll do it to the one that's kind of the... I'm on the wrong icon for pinging it. That one on that side there.
Okay.
And that last one, if I look at the dice rolls, where's my dice roll history? That was, and the last one was, the screen will scroll down, 5 points damage.
5.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Good stuff.
And just to keep things, I'm going to just move a little bit diagonally there, so I'm around the corner and peek out around it. And send that up to there. And that's me done.
Alrighty. Brings us to the top of the order with Obsidian.
Which one did Shraggy hit with the magic missile?
This one, and then this one.
Okay. So I'm going to obviously go for the one that's still alive. And at disadvantage, it was a 17 to hit with a short bow.
17 will hit. Roll damage.
Okay. And since I'm using steady aim as my bonus action so that I can get my sneak attack, it is 17 points of non-magical piercing. I'm trying to use up these non-magical arrows.
Okay.
And since I can't move, I will end my turn.
Okay. Brings us to Will.
All right. I grab my holy symbol and I say, fireballs suck. And I will cast Beacon of Hope.
Okay.
So, and I double checked it. Everybody's within 30 feet of me. So I will select all of my teammates to be under the influence of the spell. So you guys now have advantage on wisdom saving throws and death saving throws, and any healing you take, you get the maximum amount of healing.
Nice.
Nice. Very nice. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Very helpful.
Uh-huh. Yep. Because we just got fireballed and there might be another one coming. And then for my bonus action, I will tap one of my necklace of prayer beads and tap Obsidian on the shoulder. And you will get back, let me see what this is. Second level healing word, or sorry, cure wounds is 2d8 plus 5. So that's 21 points of healing back.
Nice.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I am
And then
now at almost
I
full.
look at Obsidian and I say, you want me to stay for sneak attack? Or should I go so we don't all get fireballed?
You can go. Go.
And that's the turn.
Alrighty. So where did you move to, Will?
Right about there. No, that's still within. Right about there. There we go.
Okay. All right, that brings us to the skulls. This one, because you're within 30 feet, he is going to back up slightly because he does not like the smell of you.
I smell like burning hair, no wonder.
But I want to make sure he's still going to be with. He's still going to keep the 30 feet. Still going to keep 30 feet of you.
Okay.
And then as he does that, he fires out. There's 2 rays of flame that fire from his eyes at you.
Okay.
For his 2 attacks. See, the first one is going to be a 9 to hit. The second one is going to be a 17 to hit.
Those both miss.
Alrighty. So that will be the end of its turn. Next one. Seeing you duck and weave like that. He will back up slightly. And he will cast a magic missile at 2nd level at you.
At who?
Will.
Okay.
So that's 4 darts. So. Okay, so all 4 darts is a total of 13 points of force damage.
Okay.
As all 4 darts strike you.
Oh.
The last one. Let's see. Next one moves forward slightly, where he's within 30 feet of Anari, and he will shoot his 2 flame rays. Yep, both miss, because that was a 9 and an 8. No. Yeah, a 9 and an 8.
Yes, those will miss.
Yes, and even with inspiration, they will not hit.
Ah.
So that ends theirs. Oh, yep. So it brings us to Anari at the top of the order.
All right. So I'm going to remember this time and start off with my bonus action.
Okay.
And I am going to mark this one with Hunter's Mark.
Alrighty.
Then I'm going to yell my Paladin battle cry and charge at it.
Okay.
And attack twice.
Okay.
That will be, looks like a 26. The die, of course, is sitting right on there. 26 to hit for that one. And for the second.
Ah.
The 10 won't hit, but
Yeah.
the first one does.
All right. And so damage is going to be 11 plus or 15 points of magical slashing.
15 points slash.
And then,
Okay.
remembering that I'm paladin and yelled my mighty paladin battle cry, I'm going to spend a spell slot to hit it with Divine Smite.
Okay.
Going to take an additional 2.
Paladin's cry. To the face!
Yeah. An extra 12 points of radiant damage.
Okay.
Because I almost forgot I had that.
That's awesome.
That works.
Get it.
Oh, man. And that'll be me done.
Okie dokie. This brings us to Shragnaz.
Get him, Shaggy.
He's going to wind up his throwing arm. And he's going to go for one a little bit further back. And he's going to throw another magic missile out. And he's going to do this one at the 4th level.
Okay. Which one are you attacking?
So no one's got that one. So based on where I am, actually, I think I might move up a little bit. Bear just 2 seconds. Oh no, it's in the range. I will go for the one on the right hand side. This one here, yeah.
Okay.
That's the one. Okay, so that's going to be 6 missiles.
Ooh.
So that's a 4, 8. 12.
I think the dice roller's glitching because I'm not seeing it change. Are you seeing it change?
Is it actually listing individual rolls though?
I just saw a 4 for a second.
I'm seeing
We've
1,
had this
2,
problem when
3.
it glitches. It just gives you the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, so let me just refresh and roll it again.
One of the few things about this game log dice roller is the fact that after a certain point, it doesn't seem like it actually rolls the dice.
Yeah.
There's a
Really
difference.
fun.
Yeah, there we go. So that's 3, 4, 5. So I'll do the 6 rolls and then we can just get back. I don't think someone's been touched, so I don't think that'll be an issue.
Yeah, we'll take 1, 4 out of that stack and then go with these next ones.
5, 6. Yeah, so that's a total of a 2, 2, that's 4, 7, 12, 16, 20 points of damage.
Okay. Still floating there because they don't have limbs. They can't stand.
And as Shrag's doing this, he's like throwing one under his arm, he's throwing it over his back, he's throwing it under his leg, he's throwing it around. Give me like creating, he's like bouncing around like a lunatic, just throwing things out.
Alrighty. This brings up to Obsidian.
Yeah. So I'm going to take my movement. Oops, wrong one. Come up next to Anarion. And at disadvantage, I rolled a 12.
12 does not hit.
I had a feeling. And that is going to end my turn.
Alrighty. Brings us to Will. You're unmuted.
Sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
I am going to run towards the middle guy here. Whoops. Because it seems like my friends have the other ones handled.
Mm-hmm.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Just going to go right about there. And I'm going to guiding bolt him.
Which one?
The one in the middle that no one is engaged with.
Okay.
That's at disadvantage, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Come on. I rolled a 19 and a 15 plus 8.
Both hit?
Well, that was just the one.
It hits. You definitely get your hit.
Okay, that's 16 radiant damage,
Okie
and
dokie.
it is now glowing.
Yes, it is glowing. Alrighty. That brings us to them. Alright. All right. This first one, seeing that the way things are, not happy, figures it's going to go for broke
Uh-oh.
and just ignite another fireball right there surrounding Will with a Will Obsidian and Anari
Ah.
in place.
Oh, man, I was going to heal myself at the end of my turn, and I forgot.
So there's that first one. So DC 13 dex save.
Yeah, that'll work. 27.
Whew.
22.
22.
All right. For those who fail to save, it's 25 points of fire damage. So if you succeed, it's half, which in this case would be 12.
And I'm going to uncanny dodge that to 6 as a reaction.
Nicely done.
Okay.
What about his friend? Does his friend make the save?
His friend just sits there.
No. Okay, good.
That's
Immune
good to
fire
know.
damage.
Immune to fire damage.
That's very good
Yeah,
to know. Yep.
that's what I was thinking too.
Yep.
Yeah, he doesn't. He just
changes my next plan a little bit.
he sits there and he's going to this one he's also going to make his movement. He's going to kind of no, he's still got 30 feet there, so that's good. All right, this next one, he's going to do his eye attack twice on Obsidian.
Okay.
See, first attack is a 13. The second attack is 24 to hit.
The 24 will hit, the 13 will miss.
All right, so the one attack gives you 8 points of fire damage.
Okay.
From the attack. The last one, seeing that he is in a precarious position, decides to just kind of ignite another fireball right in front of him, centering on him, which will not get Will, but will get Anarion Obsidian in it. You know, he has a feeling he's not going to survive the next round, so he's just going to let it go.
So many fireballs.
Mm-hmm.
Must just sound cacophonous in here.
If anyone could see Shrag's face right now, he's got these like tears of joy rolling down his cheeks. He's like, "Oh, if it wasn't for the bad guys, it's a thing of beauty."
Fireworks. What was the DC on the dex?
It's a DC 13, and it looks like we have a nat 20 for Obsidian.
Nice.
I got a 15.
A 16 on my roll. So do I use the nat 20
You
for that?
use
or
the
do I
nat
use
20. The nat 20
rolled?
was been there right when you do this, so it's a nat 20. So
Okay.
you get to make the save. All right. Those who fail to save, full damage is 24.
Thank you.
Those who pass, it is 12.
Thank you, tricksters.
12 fire.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, and then
Noted.
as the flames disappear and it looks and sees the two of you are still standing there, you can almost see a sign of crap. If a skull had a facial expression, it's making that facial expression. It's like, that didn't work like I wanted it to. But real quick, so we can get this going. It's the two of them. That brings us to Anari, then Shrag.
Okay. So, again, same, attacking the same one.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be a miss. Wow, twice in a row. I missed both attacks.
Did it give you the same roll twice?
It did.
So
Do you think it's
roll
doing
it
the
again.
glitching thing?
Refresh and then roll it again.
Refresh, okay.
Yeah, we probably should all refresh.
Oh, now my character sheet's being weird. All right, that's better. 22 to hit on the second attack.
That will hit.
All right, so we're gonna do 6 plus 9, so that's 15 plus the hunter's mark, which is 17, and then Obsidian's next to me, right? So I get my sneak too.
Yeah. All the bonuses.
So 17, 22 points magical slashing.
All right, you watch as you come down, you come across with the sword, and you just cleave the skull in half.
Yes.
As it falls
Yeah,
into
he's
pieces on the
trying
ground.
Pissed me off. And then I'm going to shift my hunter's mark to that one.
Oh, you still have your bonus action? Okay.
Yeah, I didn't do any bonus actions.
All right. Okay. Shrag, you're up.
Okay, we're
Obsidian,
go
you're on deck.
bounding 30 to there.
Actually, Steve, before I didn't do my movement, right?
No, you haven't moved.
Okay. So can I move up to this next one then?
Sure can, if you still have movement.
Yeah, I haven't moved, so I should be able to.
Alrighty.
Spell.
I'll chase that guy.
They are fast running out, so let's just stick with Old Faithful. We'll cast a 3rd level magic missile.
Which one?
Let's go for that one on the right again, because I know that's been damaged.
Okay.
Let's try and finish that one off. So
3rd level, how many darts?
that's 5 in total. So
All right.
1, 2, come on, roll dice.
Stop.
Hammer time.
Oh.
Alright, 2 darts, kill that one. 3 darts remain.
There's wild magic in play, just so you're
Yeah.
aware.
I'm gonna roll that next.
Johnny. Get him, Johnny. Kill it. As long as it's
Okay.
not another fireball.
So swapping it across the other one is that'll be another 10 points of damage, and the D100. Thank you. Is a 78.
Okay.
I feel like we've had that before. Can't remember what it is, but I thought we've had it before.
I feel like we've had it before. Is it the feather beard? I want Shrag to have a feather beard, and I want it to be as big as he is.
I need you to make a spell save DC.
Oh God.
Shrag.
Ooh.
What's your
Just
spell save
Shraggy?
DC?
Any particular stat?
Your spell save. Like if if you cast a spell, what's your save? What's the save against a spell you cast on?
I've got a DC 15 save.
All right, now roll a spell save.
What, sorry?
Roll a spell save against your spell save DC.
Okay. That's a D20, and that's a
Let me double check which stat.
because that's just a normal roll of a 12 at the moment. Oh.
That's going to be close.
It's a wisdom,
Depending
so
on-
roll a wisdom save. Your DC is your spell save DC.
In which case I fell because my wisdom save is +2. So that's a 14. I fell by 1.
You
Oh.
guys see, you the three of you don't see this, say. But Shrag, you know the opening cinematic to the original World of Warcraft?
It's been a long, long time. I can't remember.
You're sitting there, and you picture that scene where the mage casts the spell, and then it hits you. You feel yourself encompassed in arcane energy, and then all of a sudden, when you go to shout, instead of shouting, you go bah, as you are now a sheep.
Yes!
Standing there in the cavern.
I hope nobody's hungry for mutton chops.
What? What?
All these fireballs going off. I don't want my my wool singeing.
Oh my goodness.
You are a sheep for the next hour.
Oh my gosh.
You have cast polymorph on yourself.
Amazing. We love it.
Oh my god.
Obsidian, you're up.
And when you turn around, I'm just going to stand there and look really sheepish.
Oh man.
Yeah, retain my personality so I can,
Oh my god, that's too funny.
I can be a sheep and just as irritating as Shragnaz is.
Obsidian, you're up. One skull remains.
I don't even know where to go from here.
Well, you have no idea Shrag turned himself into a sheep yet.
Well, I would have heard him go bah.
Yeah, you would have heard a bah.
Is that a goat?
Okay. 18 to hit with disadvantage.
18 will hit.
I can't. So 5, 9, 10, that's 19 points of magical piercing.
Ready?
And actually, that one would not have been at disadvantage because it had guiding bolt on it.
Right? It would have been a straight roll.
Oh. Then it would have been a 22 to hit.
Which still hits.
Yeah. And so if it's still up, I'm going to go ahead and do my bonus action, which will probably miss at a 12.
Fortunately, a 12 does not.
Yep. And
Alrighty.
then I'm going to turn around and try and figure out what the hell I heard a sheep doing behind me.
So as you turn, you see where Shrag, a rough vicinity where Shrag was, you see a sheep standing there, looking about.
And Nat is probably standing there.
And you see Nat actually sitting in the fur and just kind of getting all comfy, like it's a mattress or a pillow. Kind of crosses her legs and just kind of gives you a look of,
oh man.
Deal with it.
Where's the saddle? I'm going to ride him.
Right?
Oh, that's too funny.
The problem is it's part of his person now because it polymorphed with him.
That's fine. I'll ride him without the saddle.
Oh,
all right,
man.
this brings us to Will.
Okay. So I had already rolled to hit on the thing, but now it has disadvantage. Right? It still has blur.
Yeah, the blur would still be in effect because Obsidian's hit would have negated your guidance.
Okay. So I'm going to hit it with another guiding bolt and at disadvantage. That was an 18.
That still hits.
Okay, and I'm doing this at second level because I'm running out of first level slots. So that's 5d6.
It's dead.
Okay.
It only had 5 hit points left.
Sweet.
So yeah, it takes it again. You hit it with a guiding bolt, and you see it flash brightly, and then just an inert skull just falls on the ground and kind of rolls away. And when you turn and look, you see there is now a sheep where Shrag was standing.
I check my bag of tricks. Is that Shraggy?
What a shame everything gets like converted with it, because it'd be hilarious to see the sheep sat there still with the red hat on.
Nope, there's just there's a sheep sitting there. And there is a gnat kind of sitting on the back of the sheep, just kind of lounging.
Here's a question: Is it a sheep or a ram? Because maybe the ram has red horns.
Oh, that was so cool.
Or maybe just a little tuft of fur on top of his head is slightly
A
red.
little red, yeah.
Or his beard.
I will leave
now, I'm gonna
that.
go-
I will leave that to the artists in the chat if they want to draw an image of this sight of a goblin turned into a sheep.
I'm gonna go sit on the sheep and go forward.
Mush.
Go. Mush.
And because Shrag retains his personality, he'll rear up and throw you off.
And I'll just go up to him and cast Dispel Magic.
Shrag will appear there, sat on the floor, like, okay. Weird stuff.
Your
happens.
dispel magic is there a maximum spell level it can do?
Any spell of 3rd level or lower on the target ends. For each spell of
It's
4th or
awful spell.
higher, you must make an ability check.
You need to make a
Skill check.
skill check for it. Arcana.
Arcana?
Yeah, we'll go with Arcana.
Okay. So it has to equal 10 plus the spell's level. That's a natural 20.
4th level.
All right. So at first,
Nicely done.
as you do that, you kind of it goes. You feel like you're losing it, and then you go, "Oh, wait, yeah." And then next thing you know, Shrag is now standing there, no longer a sheep.
On all fours, by the way. Like a mouthful of mushrooms, and I'm like, okay, what happened?
You okay there, Shraggy? You were a sheep.
Did I do that thing again? Last time we did that, I was drunk.
Now I can see what you mean by things happen.
Things happen. Sometimes things happen.
I don't know, my head feels a little woolly.
All
And
right.
I like-
So there are no more threats. All the flaming skulls have done, and you find yourselves.
We find ourselves late for a meeting.
You find
Oh,
yourselves at the stairs that ascend up,
We're there.
and that is where we will leave it for this week's session.
Yeah, I think we need at least a short rest. Oh,
I'm hurting. I'm at like 20 hit points.
yeah, I'm at about half, so.
But as you
Yeah,
look
cool.
at the stairwell leading up, you notice there is a lot of. But now that you have had a chance to take a look about, you see that there are mushrooms and fungus all growing along the walls, lichens and molds, and the air is just this kind of light orangish mist. As you start to look, and as you see as it ascends up, the mist is thicker as it goes up.
Can I collect the skulls?
Yes, you may.
Are they intact?
Mulder, one's cleaved in half,
Okay.
but the other three that were there of the 4 are all there. Did you collect the skulls from the previous encounter as well?
No. Well, I mean, I didn't say I did, so I'm just gonna grab these 4.
Just to say, I mean, if given chase, would you have wanted did you
Oh,
want
no.
to backtrack to get them, or just the 4 right here?
Yeah, just the 4 right here.
Okay. Where do you put them?
In my bag.
Okay.
I don't like the way he asked that. I'm scared.
And he's writing it down. too.
Can we do an investigation on the skulls and see if there's any knowledge we can gain?
Next week. We'll pick up with that next week.
I gotta make a note because I'm gonna forget next week.
Yep.
I just had to make a note. That's it.
Yeah,
It had
you
nothing
make
to
a
do with
note.
your
We
skulls.
need to make notes.
Yep. Making notes myself.
Yep, you picked
I
up
got
4
it.
skulls. One's cleaved in half.
Okay.
So,
We finally made it to the stairs, guys.
yeah, made it to the stairs.
Finally.
I know. Finally.
So everyone, thank you for hanging out with us. I hope you enjoyed everything that occurred in this session. If you're new to the channel, please consider giving it a follow. If you're checking us out on YouTube, hit the subscribe, hit the like button, and if you want to be notified of future videos, hit the little bell notification on YouTube. If you want to support the studio, the best way to do that is to head over to patreon.com/scuba studio. Consider being a patron, get behind the scenes, early access, and just little status updates on what I'm doing. If you have a Prime membership on Twitch, please feel free to use it on this channel if you think we're worth it. And there's also, we have merch and a bunch of other things, so plenty of ways to help out. And hopefully we will see you on our next adventure next week at 10 a.m. Eastern. For Shadow Watch tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern is going to be challenge accepted. They're going to continue their trek and possibly meet Old Maw and the little settlement that is starting up on the Sword Coast on their way to Saltmarsh. Tomorrow morning, Sunday with Scoob, 12 noon Eastern. We're going to work on this little underwater miniature that I just got from Dungeon in a Box. And with that, is there anything you guys want to give a shout out for before we head out?
Nope. I'm excited for the finale next week.
Oh, that's right. Realm Smith Tides of Wildmount Season 2 finale will be on Monday.
Oh God, that's not next week. That's like
chat.
3 days from now.
Well, it is next week, but still 3 days from now.
Not even 3 days. 2.
Good point.
2 days. Then doing the thing back in Barovia.
Yeah. Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Alrighty. Y'all have a great afternoon. Love each other, and we will see you on our next stream. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.